We are joined now by Ayumi Aoki, the founder and CEO of Women in Tech Global, to discuss what's on the agenda at Davos and the future of women in tech. Good morning, Ayumi.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us on the show. Now, as someone who is deeply involved in both the tech and global communities, what are your main expectations for this year at Davos, especially regarding gender equality and tech innovation?
Well, obviously, it's bringing forward the conversation about how important it is to have and to drive this gender parity in STEM, to have, economic, sustainable and thriving economies. I think right now there's a lot of talk on how diversity is no longer a place to be. And I think this is completely wrong because if you look at the stats and if you look at the data, everything tells on how successful companies are when we have more women and more diverse teams at the top performance level. So I think it's important for the global leaders to be there to talk about and for us to find solutions together on how to make sure that we are driving this sustainable global economy with women in mind.
I want to talk to you more about that. How do you see the role of women in shaping the industry's future in tech, specifically in discussions that are happening at the World Economic Forum on the ground?
So I think women, they are, every year we are increasing the number of women leaders, but also of women technologists, innovators, scientists and researchers, and also political leaders. And I think it's important to have this diverse mindset to shape not only how technology is going to be, but what the policies are. They're going to be inclusive and make sure that there's no one left behind. I think that with the AI revolution coming already here, we have to make sure that this technology and this AI revolution is going to be ethical, it's going to be open, and it's going to be diverse as well. So this is making sure that not only the policies, but the leaders shaping it are women and people from all genders from all over the world.
Are you excited about any specific key trends this year, and how do you think these will impact the global industries and economies?
I am very excited for many things because I think that the technology and AI is advancing at a very, very rapid pace. And the things coming up, it's dangerous in the way that AI can either reinforce the gender inequality or the bias that we have today in technology, but it can also be a solution. And because I'm a positive person, I think we can find together solutions with the tech giants on how this AI can be more inclusive and make sure that it's going to be driving greater inclusivity in technology. And I'm going to be speaking in two panels with Microsoft, Entity, and KPMG on how this is going to be possible, how we're going to be driving this gender parity in STEM, and how we're going to be driving more inclusivity in the AI system.
Will you be also talking about some of the challenges that women face in tech today, and maybe even potential how global forums like Davos can create solutions for these challenges?
Yes, of course. Not only do we want to talk, but we also want to be there to propose things. And one of the things we are proposing is measurable actions, and goes by the Osaka Protocol, which I cannot reveal right now because we're going to be unveiling at the World Economic Forum next week, so next Tuesday and Wednesday, which is a framework for having more gender equality in the STEM space, with some commitments that are going to be measurable and going to be reported and going to be able to bring more inclusivity into the tech, moving from 28% of women in the space up to 45% by the year 2030. So we're very excited about that and seeing how partners and signatories, governments, stakeholders, and companies are going to be able to support this framework.
That sounds incredible. And given your leadership in Women in Tech Global, what initiatives or projects do you think should be prioritized by leaders at Davos to accelerate innovation and close the gender gap in tech?
Obviously, there is education because we have to work from the pipeline. So skilling, reskilling women from all ages and all cultures. We need to bring more skilled women into the workforce because there's going to be otherwise a shortage in skilled workforce in tech in a couple of years. But also make sure that we have women in the leadership positions. Not only do we have to want to skill them, but we don't want to keep them at the bottom level. We want to keep them in every single step of the way. So taking them from the classroom all the way to the boardroom. And it comes from skilling, from opportunities, but also funding more women and more startups led by women so that they can perform with new solutions and new technologies.
And looking at the broader outlook for the rest of the years in tech, what advice do you have for young women and young entrepreneurs that are looking to make a meaningful impact in a rapidly evolving industry?
I think they can first, once again, skill themselves, join a community where things are happening, yeah, keep on skilling themselves and learning the new technologies, and also being a voice, right? Being a voice on either mentoring, being mentored, opening doors, elevating the dialogue, and making sure that when they are, whether they're at home, whether they are in the workspace, they are the voice not only of themselves but of other women around so that we can build this technology that is more fair and open and inclusive.
Amazing. Well, Ayumi Moore Aoki, founder and CEO of Women in Tech Global. It was a pleasure having you.
A pleasure. Thank you so much.